All right, everyone. Well, today we have a very, very special podcast. To me, this is so exciting because we have two amazing people who are doing amazing things, but they're so special to me, Pheba and Bino. I want to welcome you guys. They are awesome people, and I just want to take a moment just to talk about you guys, if that's okay.
Oh my God.
They are, well, first of all, they are the visionaries behind an Instagram page that you've probably seen pop up, which is Food Diaries, PHOOD_diaries,
Yeah.
right? And we'll talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
They can probably pitch it better than I do, but I do want to personally just talk about them. You guys probably seen them in front of the camera. So fun, so exciting. They have all these Instagram lives. They do these food testing segments, and they do all these amazing things. But personally, I love them so much because of their heart. They are the two most genuine, down-to-earth people. I know sometimes you see people on camera and you meet them in person, you're like, they're not the same people. But them two, I can tell you, they're even more better when you meet them in person, which makes their content even more better because everyone connects with you guys. They love to see that side of you guys on the screen. They have a beautiful daughter, and they are just, again, amazing people. And I want to just take this moment just to welcome you guys, talk about how you guys stepped into Food Diaries, how that even came about, what was the vision behind it. And I also want you guys to a little bit talk about how, because I feel like now what you guys are doing is you guys are kind of vamping it and taking it to another level. With all the content, all the creativity, all shirt drop, you guys are just doing phenomenal things. So for our audience, and for you guys that don't know, we stand on 3 pillars, which is commerce, creativity, and church. And the two of them, they encapsulate those 3 things. They embody exactly those 3 things. So for our audience especially, if you guys don't mind, just sharing a little bit about those 3 things that you guys feel for Food Diaries and how this whole thing just came about. So yeah, we can share.
Well, I mean, first off, we want to thank you guys for this opportunity.
So honored.
Yeah, because
we're honored to have you guys.
we listen to this podcast, but then also I know Ruben at a personal level. Matthews, I feel like I know you because Ruben talks about you
just
so
for the
much.
10 minutes we
Yeah,
talked
just for
before.
I was like, I
seriously.
feel like I know you. But yeah, we love Ruben and Jen. Y'all have been our closest friends at church for so long, and it's just been such a wild ride to think that we're now able to fully do this creatively. And I've known him since school. So whenever we were in high school and stuff, middle school, elementary, I don't even remember when it was when you moved.
I can't even remember.
I know, but it's been so long. So
Yeah.
it's just crazy to see that this is where we are now.
Seriously.
We're able to fully just sort of, I don't know, get to do this with our spouses too. So it's such a blessing. It's really cool. But Food Diaries. What was the question?
We're starting this great. Maybe just talk a little bit about how it came about. What was the vision behind it? Just the whole journey behind Food Diaries, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, it started in COVID.
Okay,
So it started in COVID. We were stuck at the house because we had just gotten married.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, let's do or no, I think it started a little bit before. But we made the page, didn't really post on it. We were just reviewing restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
And then once COVID started, I remember we were at my house and we were like, oh, we only have a limited amount of ingredients. Let's make something. We made lobster pasta.
Ooh.
It was really bad. It was the pasta was
But it
not
looked really good on camera, though.
Yeah, the pasta quality, we didn't have a pasta roller, so it was just really thick and chewy. The taste was there, but texture was off. But that's how it started, and then I just did not post on it for years. I didn't do anything with it. I would sometimes do things, but then I think whenever my cousin Sean comes, we're very close to him. So every time Sean comes over, he's like, let's make something. And he's he has big visions. And he was like, let's make this ramen.
Oh.
And so then we made this ramen. It looked and tasted so good. If there's any website or any recipe on our website to really try out, do the ramen. It's half-baked harvest,
really
but it's so good. And she ended up commenting on that picture.
Yeah.
So I was just so pumped. I was so excited. And then what happened was we were talking about it with our friends John and Jamie one day.
Yeah.
And John was really he's very creative as well.
Yeah.
So he was telling Bino hey, y'all need to sort of press into this. You need to sort of keep the ball rolling, make it weekly thing,
Mhm.
bi-weekly, whatever you need to do, just like keep it going, because this could be a good source of like income. This could be a good source of you just like getting your name out there for
Yeah.
whatever you want to do in the future. And then they had said that, and then also our friend Alvin Uman. So he was saying that as well. I don't do anything on that page except for cook. I don't do a single thing. It's all Bino. Like, I don't like posting on social media. I don't like any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, Bino is the one that's super dedicated to it. And he's the one that's been very like, hey, we have to post this week. We have to do something. And I'll come up with ideas here and there, but, like, it's really him. I just do the cooking. Like, I'm just very picky about that. But it's mainly him. Like, he's just really taken the lead on it, and it's actually ended up being really fun to do. It's a little embarrassing when people say, "Oh, I'm from Food Diaries," but it's really
cool,
fun. Yeah.
Where did the name come from? I mean, obviously, it's your first
Glad
time.
I just made the page, so I just put PH. Like,
So I guess
Phebba's name is. Because I always associate it with your name for some reason. I don't know.
I'm not in it.
That's what no one knows that. They always think it's me doing it. I don't do any. If you've gotten a reply on Food Diaries, 95% of the time,
Bino?
Yeah.
Man.
Well, the thing is too, like, it started off like her before we even got married.
Yeah.
She did this random live once, and she just called her like people that were on live Faybarks. So, like, hey,
that
like,
was on my main page.
Like the 10 people on my live, y'all are Faybarks, and so she just kept it
It was
going.
like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
And it was my college friends.
And so so that was her thing. That was like, people loved her personality and stuff from that.
Yeah.
And so she kept doing that.
Yeah.
And then I think we're just like,
I want to do more of that.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do more.
I think we
Faybarks,
wanted,
because it's so stupid.
we want to capitalize on that, like, because she already had that that reputation, and like people love her. She has such a great personality.
100%, yeah.
And so it's just about like capturing it.
Yeah.
And so that's why, like, it's nice because we're both different people, but our skill sets kind of work with each other. Like, she's very good on camera, very charismatic.
Yeah.
I'm like very type A, like, hey, let's schedule things out, let's make sure we're recording.
Yeah.
Let me edit it, let me post it.
Yeah.
And so we really play off each other's strengths.
Yeah.
And so it worked out that way.
Yeah.
So now, like, it's cool because we get to do a mix of like the funny stuff here and there and also like actual recipes and like things that people love.
Yeah.
So that's been really cool. So that's more like, to me, that's the origin. It starts more from her, and we just kind of branched it out. So yeah, I don't know if that probably answers your question.
No, it's super cool. Yeah. We were just even talking about collaboration ourselves, and I think it takes like those two different personalities to get that vision to move forward.
Right,
Yeah.
Because if you had two famous in the room,
nothing's gonna get done. There would be no Food Diaries.
It'll be a lot of fun, but no content.
And then if you had two
no
of me,
content.
it would just
be a private. All my friends would have.
And if it was just two of me, it would just be so cut and dry, not funny.
Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah.
It definitely works. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And you guys probably have that same dynamic too.
Who's the more outgoing, like the fun one?
I would say, I mean, we both kind of like play off each other.
Yeah.
He's definitely more of like
Outgoing.
Yeah. He is. Like,
you're outgoing too, I think.
Yeah, there's moments where I'm like reserved, and it takes me moments to like kind of trust
he
people.
claims to be an introvert.
Yeah, but he like you said, when you first met him, he just introduced himself,
True.
gave you all the plugs in India.
That's true. That's very true.
I'm more like kind of guarded a little bit until like I get to know you, and then I'm like, okay, then I just but even like just like I mean, we were just talking about this. Like, I dream a lot, like big. Like, I'm thinking like 3-4 years. I think maybe, I don't know who's a dreamer out of the two of you.
I'm the big. He's very practical.
Okay.
I'm like, let's do this big.
Vision,
like, might as well do it big.
If we're gonna do it, let's
more
do
like
it
a dreamer and a realist.
Yeah, he's for sure more.
And so he's more of like, I have boots to the ground. Let's get these things. But then there's moments where we switch off too.
Yeah.
So
I'm more like an activity person. I'm like, okay, I want to get it done. Like, if I set my focus on something, I'm like, I want this done.
Absolutely.
It's like I don't stop until it's done. So, but sometimes I procrastinate. And it's like, maybe not.
Yeah.
But once I set my focus on something, I make sure like I get that done. Like I have that drive to get stuff done. So,
right.
I wish I had that. I mean, I struggle with that.
You do a certain thing.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
When it comes to certain things, like I feel like with church, I'm really type A.
Yeah.
Like I feel
100%.
like because like I have to kind of like be like everything has to be structured, everything has to be organized. But especially when it comes to us, I'm more of the one like just thinking about what the future can kind of look like and hold for us.
Yeah.
So. But no, that's amazing. I love the fact that you guys are doing what you guys are doing. I love the personality aspect of it too.
Yeah.
The way that I love y'all's live because of just how fun it is. Like
I honestly, that's one thing that blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because as we're making the live, I'm just like,
Yeah.
who wants to watch this?
Yeah.
Who wants to watch
You'd be
this?
surprised.
Watch me like sit here and do something so dumb. And I
Yeah.
like the dumbest ideas.
Yeah.
But it ends up that
Mm.
the lives always turn out
Yeah.
to be like sort of the most fun things to do.
And
Yeah,
I know you
Edit.
said you're more type A B, but I think whenever you guys do that live,
yeah.
I think you guys play
We
off
play
each
off
other
each other, yeah,
really,
for
really
sure.
well.
That's our humor. Like I feel like
Yeah.
we both have the same humor,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So that works really well
Yeah.
on camera.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So it's nice. I think with the lives too, it's more relaxed. Like
It's
it's
so
not as
easy.
planned.
I love it.
So it's just it's kind of like this. We're just kind of going
Mhm.
off the top and like just like interacting.
Yeah.
So like people will send in questions, or like last time we did a live with the Chechi. So like we're
Yes.
just kind of interacting with them.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's a different change of pace from like our normal videos.
Yeah.
So it's always good to mix that in.
You guys are definitely doing something that's really innovative.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
It's
it's
really
really
nice. So what actually prompted you to create content for the South Asian community? Like what gave you the idea? What gave you the drive to pursue it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think from my perspective too, like now that we are, like our generation is kind of growing up now.
Mm-hmm.
We were mostly raised here, a good majority of us, and so we had a real passion for like preserving our culture for this new generation. Because like even like if you look at younger kids now, like they don't even eat Indian food. Like they're just like growing up with like I want to say American food. Like
Chicken tenders.
yeah,
Mm.
like sometimes we'll have,
Andrew.
sometimes we'll have food at chores,
Nice.
and they're just eating like rice and beef and like papadum. And I was like, bro, like there's like 6 other things that are so good.
Yeah, they don't know
Yeah.
how good.
But it's not their fault.
It's
either.
not.
They're
Yeah.
born here, so that's what they know.
Me
Yeah.
and Bino both ate everything.
You did.
We had no problem.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, like, the idea of like preserving that and
Yeah.
making sure that, like, hey, like, I think it's really, I love our culture. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
And I want like Noah, our child, and all of our
Mhm.
children to have access to that. No, I don't want those
Yeah.
things to be lost.
Mm.
And so that's kind of the passion behind it.
Mhm.
It's not, and the cool thing about Indian food too is like it's not an exact science. So it's like there's also so much room for interpretation.
Mm.
So it allows us to be creative in that sense too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the heart behind it. I don't know. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. Because I think about it in terms of like Noah, she is not going to speak Malayalam. I've just come to accept it. There will be little things that she can say, but I can speak, I guess, quote unquote, fluently. It sounds very childish. That's what I realize whenever I speak, but I can speak it and understand it fully.
Yeah.
But that's because my parents only spoke Malayalam in the house growing up. And so she will not have that. So I really doubt she'll be able to speak the way we can.
Yeah.
So one way we can instill our culture in her is the food. And food's a
Yeah.
huge part of our,
Yeah.
like, our
It is.
culture.
Yeah.
And I can't even, like, go on without, like, sort of giving honor to those who did influence us. Like,
Yeah.
Alvin was just like, hey, you need to sort of tap into this side of, like, preserving our recipes for the generations to come.
Yes.
Because no, like, Indian aunties don't write down recipes.
Yeah.
But that's
They
also,
don't. Yeah.
they don't write it down, but then my thing with Food Diaries is to hopefully inspire people. This is like a basis,
Yeah.
but every recipe, use your heart. Like, have your own way of cooking it.
Yeah.
Even Half-Baked Harvest,
Yeah.
I don't follow her recipes to the T.
Yeah.
Everyone has different taste buds. Everyone has different preferences. So always work with that.
Yeah.
Like, ours is like sort of a basis, but if you don't like certain aspects of it,
You can
change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, change it, and then like also tag us and show us pictures, because like what we're gonna try that,
Yeah.
and then we'll see if we like that better.
Well, even
So-
like when we ask for our parents for like help on recipes, they don't give us tablespoon, teaspoon. They'll be like,
Yeah.
"Ichire," like they just
Yeah,
kind of
they-
say, yeah,
Yeah.
like they just eyeball it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's also kind of a lost art too. It's like
Yeah.
for me personally, like if I don't have like direct instructions, it's so hard for me to like
Mhm.
Yeah.
navigate.
Right.
So,
I'm the same way.
right?
Like
So-
I'm like on TikTok, how many
Yeah.
ingredients, slowing
Yeah.
down the video.
100%.
Yeah.
So it's like we also like it also kind of preserves the art of like improvising
Yeah.
and just like you said.
But
cooking
that's
with
the
your heart.
basis.
Yeah.
That's how you start. Like, I started cooking very exact, very
Yeah.
careful, but then over time it'll come.
It just
But
comes
it
out.
also
Actually comes.
eliminates the fear of cooking too.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah,
Like
it's
you guys
easy.
bring the joy back in cooking to where like you said, like even if you messed up or you try new things,
Mhm.
at least you're doing that.
Yeah.
You know? And so that was like a big fear for us growing
Yeah.
up, because we feel like South Indian cooking is so like tedious. It's a
an
long
art.
process.
Yeah.
Some of our moms be cooking for a whole weekend to
Yeah.
prepare a meal on
Yeah.
Sunday,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they be having like full spreads
Full
of
spreads,
food.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we think that that's so daunting, and we don't attempt. Our generation never like had the I don't know what it is, a willingness to attempt it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys show recipes that can take sometimes like 10 minutes to make or like 20
Mhm.
minutes.
Yeah.
Which is great because we get to at least try it.
Yeah.
I want to bounce an idea off of you guys if y'all are down.
Okay. What is it?
What if y'all created a cookbook but had like all of like all the like some of the aunties like have their favorite dishes.
Oh, that's
the
a good
cookbook.
idea.
Yeah,
I like
know,
that.
We might need a workshop
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, that's a good idea because every auntie has a special.
At least
Yeah.
one special.
They
Yeah.
have like some. My mom,
Signature
dish.
like every mom has something that
Yeah.
they're very good at that
Yep.
everyone enjoys.
Yeah.
So that's a really
Yeah,
good
because
idea.
I want to do that with my mom,
Mhm.
but I know, like y'all said, she doesn't write down every recipe.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if you have at least one recipe,
At least one.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
That'd
Just
be awesome.
gather it.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
But that's
Would've
ultimately
thought
the
that.
heart behind it.
Mhm.
It's just making sure that our culture doesn't get lost.
Mhm.
Now that moving forward, we're fully transitioned in America. Like
Mhm.
I don't think anybody's going to be moving back to India and settling there
Yeah.
from our generation at least.
Yeah.
So let's do the best that we can to keep.
Mm-hmm.
The culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you guys like? Are you guys planning on opening a restaurant?
I
Ooh.
think the restaurant
The restaurant
business
business
is not
is
for me.
brutal.
Okay.
I'm
It's
too
brutal.
much of a perfectionist in terms of like he knows if I think a recipe is not up to my part, I'm like, don't post it, don't post it. But he's more on like, hey, we have to post, we have to.
Content.
So
yeah,
he's
the funny
just
story
consistent.
about that. If you see our Ethnic Oven video,
Don't do it. Don't
Bro,
use that recipe.
Don't try. Well, no. You can try it, but it was
Oh.
bad because like the Ethnic Oven wasn't ripe yet.
It
But, like-
wasn't just that. The batter I made was not
There was a lot
right.
going on.
It was
So
not good.
I was like, hey, like we just need to put this video out, so let's just keep going.
I was so upset.
But
That's
that's
the
one of
one
our-
video I was really
That's one
upset.
of our best performing videos,
Yeah.
but
Don't
it
do
wasn't
it.
up to her standards. So if we ever did a restaurant, I don't think it would work.
Because I'm too much like I would be a micromanager.
Yeah.
When it comes to the quality of it, I need to make sure that it's actually really
It's a
good.
good idea, but
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard business too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love what y'all are doing though. It's more of like it's more of connecting with the community
Yeah.
and inspiring them to
Hmm.
to cook and try these recipes.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. How do you guys like curate the recipes and the content for you, Bino? Like how does that whole journey start for you? Like how does it from idea to picking a recipe to executing
Hmm.
the vision of your video?
Well, like recipe wise, we just kind of talk about it. Like, hey,
Okay.
like what do we feel like making this week?
And
Or,
sometimes we'll eat something good. And
We'll
be
eat
like,
something,
"Oh,
but then I'm
should
gonna
do
remake it, or we'll see
Mm.
like
that." a TikTok.
a
People will
TikTok
send us
video.
TikToks,
Mm.
and we sometimes
so
like
we'll do
create
kind
that.
of based on that, or like we're just like taking a walk with the baby, and we're just like, hey, like what do you want to make over the next 3 weeks? And we'll kind of plan it out that way.
Okay.
So it starts from there, and then it's just when we get to the week of, like we're prepping up until the day that we record, and then we just kind of go.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting because like it's not always like the easiest. I'll
This
say
is the one thing we get into
because
fights
we
on.
will clash a
don't
lot.
fight- oh,
We'll
man.
clash a lot.
I like fusion recipes. I like mixing like
Yeah.
American and Indian
Yeah.
sometimes.
Like you made the gulab jamun pancake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the gulab jamun
Yeah.
pancake or even the crepe with
Yeah.
like stuff like that. He doesn't
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
I
He's
like sometimes I
no.
want to stay more traditional, but the thing
Yeah.
is the fusion stuff still does really well.
Yeah.
So that's something I need to like compromise on, and I do.
Yeah.
But it's interesting finding
Yeah.
in the midst of creating, we're still
Mhm.
kind of learning each other's stuff, and we're still not perfect.
Yeah.
I still get annoyed, she still gets
Mhm.
annoyed, but we get the job done.
Yeah.
But we start from the recipe, and then we just kind of, I guess, kind of like talk it through, like, hey, like I kind of want it to taste like this, or I want to do it this way. We'll kind of workshop it that way.
Yeah.
Then when it gets to the day of, we'll put the baby down, and by 8 we're just starting the video. So like I'll get everything prepped, and then I'm setting up the little stand, and we're just going from there.
That's why the lighting in our videos is awful because everything is filmed after the sun goes
at
out.
8 p.m. yeah.
Awful timing. It's awful timing, but that's the only time we can
So
really
we'll
do it.
record. I'll get all the clips, and then I edit straight on like
Yeah,
Instagram
it's
and
Yeah.
TikTok.
Okay.
So I'll just create the reel on there, and I'll just post
Yeah.
it.
What do you use? What like apps and stuff do you use?
Literally just Instagram.
Instagram app?
Yeah, literally.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love y'all's creative
Smart,
process,
man.
man.
Yeah.
Like, it's
So very
Very simple.
low overhead,
low
bro.
budget,
Low
low
budget.
budget,
But
high
If it
budget
was a-
quality.
If it was up
Yeah.
to me, we would like record it in one take, and I would just export it. I don't care about it.
Yeah.
but that's kind of that's the general flow.
Yeah. It's cool.
And so it's been working.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you guys learn to integrate the Indian culture, the Malayali culture,
Mm-hmm.
into Food Diaries? Like, how did that come about?
Mm.
And like, what do you guys think about that culture, and how do you plan on feeding off it and
Yeah.
building on top of it?
Yeah, I mean, like she said, when we first started the page, it was more around like restaurant reviews.
Mm.
But if you look at it, there's so many of those pages out there.
Yeah.
There's a whole app. Yelp is dedicated to that, right? So we did that for a while just to keep the momentum, and then when we got the ideas from our friends to kind of tap into this, we really just took advantage of that. And so like it just goes back to the heart. Like that's something we're passionate about. Like we eat Indian food every day.
Yeah.
For dinner we eat Indian food. So.
So we genuinely really
love
like
You live that life.
Yeah.
So we actually
Not just
really,
for content.
yeah.
It's
So
it's like
we
when we're
actually
making those
like
videos, we're actually cooking for ourselves.
Yeah.
For the week,
So that's our meal prep. Like for the week for dinners,
Yeah.
it's just Indian food all the time.
And so, like, I guess in the future, obviously we want to keep doing it. It's been nice too because we're meeting a lot more of the Indian creators.
Yeah.
Not even just food, but like different aspects of the culture. So it's really cool to kind of create that web and that network.
Yeah.
So I think just seeing like this past year, like us really putting like the pedal to the metal and seeing where we've come.
Yeah.
I don't imagine us like leaving this lane. Like I think we've kind of found our niche.
Yeah.
So evolving it, I think we're still kind of working that out. We don't know what that looks like. We've only been consistent with it for X amount of months.
Yeah.
Right. So I want us to at least take it at least a year, a couple of years, and see where it goes, and then you can evolve from there, and maybe something will come naturally.
Yeah.
Have you guys had any cool interactions on like Instagram, like people?
Yeah. So there's this one person called Masala Man.
Okay.
If you don't know him, I don't know the exact.
We're actually
tag.
going to be doing one of his recipes soon.
Oh, he's so
Let's
look
go.
at his stuff.
Okay.
Super creative, super
Okay.
good. Sam Soul, he's super creative, super good. I'm trying to think. Even like we've talked to this one Punjabi lady about collaborating because
she's like a girl. She's younger.
oh, she's younger. Oh my gosh, she already created a sauce,
What?
like a packaged sauce. So that's why I thought it was a lady. I thought it was someone who was like a lot older, but I guess she created a sauce for it and wants us to try it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like actually
okay.
kind of like our first like sponsorship.
Yeah,
She's like,
seriously.
hey, we'll send you some, and then you can review it first. Like, hey, I'd love to.
I would love to do that.
That'd be
Like
so
I
cool.
love
Awesome,
meeting people
man.
like that. Yeah. So there's just really Chechi's try. Like there's such talented creators in our community. And I like that everyone has their own way of doing things, and everyone has their own twists. Like they'll just sort of take what they have and remix
it's really cool because all of
them.
them have their own lane. Like Sam Soul, but he does a lot of like catering and stuff. It's super cool. He's like a chef.
He's actually a chef.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
chef.
not like that. Don't expect that.
Solomon, like he really taps. He's really good on
super
TikTok.
cool,
He really
yes.
taps into that market. His videos are really
Really good
appealing.
quality. Yeah.
Chechi's Chai, they do a lot of pop ups. They really capitalize on like the everyone loves chaya, so they capitalize on that. This curry something. I forgot the name of it.
You'll see it soon.
Okay.
I think it's like Curry Girl or something. But anyways,
Okay.
like she made her own sauce, so she's like trailblazing that.
Yeah.
Right. So like it's really cool to see these people do these out of the box things, and so now it's like what's our thing gonna be?
What are we gonna
But
do?
I
Yeah,
think,
so
like,
we're still praying about
being
it.
around these people will hopefully inspire us and kind of spark that.
Yeah.
For Dallas folks,
Yeah.
go off script here.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Indian restaurant in Dallas?
Okay.
Oh.
Cinnamon above it for sure.
Set it on above
For
it.
us,
Yes.
so is that yours?
Let's
That
go
makes
there
you
after
feel
this. Let's go
good.
there after this.
That makes
Well-
you, if that's yours, that makes you feel really
Yeah.
good.
It is.
We had a funny story though. That's actually how Bellwether's actually.
We start the whole journey started.
Something like
Cinnamon
Bellwether.
above it?
Yes, we call it dosha and dreaming. We have dosha and we dream about what we're gonna.
Oh, I didn't know you liked it.
Well, I like it
That was
because of
the
this
first
guy.
time.
What else do you like? I need
What's
to
your
know because
favorite?
we don't
No,
know.
so-
There's one called Spice Village. Spice something.
That's Spice.
It's
Valley?
by church.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Spicy
One of our
Village.
friends was telling us
Spicy
about it.
Village.
Spicy.
I don't know.
Sean
Okay,
knows that.
okay,
Sean
okay.
knows
It ain't
that.
called no Spicy
Yeah.
Village. It's called Spice
No,
Village.
it's called Spicy Village.
Spicy Village.
Yes, I can look it up. I'm pretty sure it's Spicy
That's not
Village.
looking up right now.
I love this. This really feels like Instagram Live right now. Yeah.
But I love Son of a
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
That's
the
that's
cheese
the father.
dosa, the cheese roast?
Okay, I
There's a
haven't
try-
had
Cheese
cheese.
roast.
Yeah, so it's like grated cheese inside the big dosa. So it is
I'm gonna try that.
fabulous.
I
It
need
is
to try
amazing.
that.
I get the what's it called?
Onion.
No, the puri.
Oh, chole bhatura.
Chole
Oh,
bhatura,
dude,
yeah.
So good.
So good.
Yeah.
You put some-
I do know one place that has
Oh.
better chole bhatura than there though.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It's by my workplace. It's like a
Okay.
small.
No,
it's called
I like
Royal
this one
Sweets.
way better.
No, the Royal Sweet one
no,
is so good.
I've heard Royal Sweets, yeah.
Their chole
Not the
bhatura
Royal
is-
Street, so that's like that just closed down, right? Like
Yeah.
the one that everyone goes to. That's not the same one, right?
I don't think
This
so.
one's in
Oh.
Richardson.
This is-
Okay.
Yeah, this is the one on that line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The best Indian restaurant in Texas though, Agas.
Agas. Yes.
Agas.
From Houston fans. Yes, that's
I've
the
yet to try it.
Agas, it's
Really?
just that goat chop.
I go every time I
Everything
go to
else is,
Houston.
I think,
The goat chops and the mango lassi is amazing there too.
Yeah.
That's
I love
Yeah.
Agas.
I still prefer Setavan Bhavan. Setavan
Better?
Bhavan, yeah.
That's South Indian.
I
as well,
would much
dude.
rather.
I do like these like little small shops, so like Desi District, like the street food stuff.
Yeah, it's not
Uh,
bad.
Like
for
even
what it
here
is.
we have what's that? Little India.
Little India.
India. That's a cool concept. Has like a market next to like a
The restaurant?
restaurant,
Yeah. So
So
there's like
interesting.
there's a fine dining inside,
and
and
then
there's a normal dining, then a supermarket. So
Yeah.
it's all doing stuff together.
The-
It's right around here. You can
What's
get
the restaurant by my brother's house that we got the food from?
Oh, it was so good.
That's Desi District, right? It's just the Allen location.
Do they have multiple locations?
They, I think they have
So this only
Then
went. This
that's
only has a
it,
market.
yes.
Is it
and a
off?
restaurant.
That's
It's off.
Yeah.
It's near McKinney.
It's near McKinney.
It's
Yeah.
near McKinney off
McKinney.
121, I believe.
Okay, I think that's Desi District.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have a market and a restaurant.
yeah, and there's one by church too in Irving, off of
Yeah.
McCarthy.
But that
we
one's
went to
only
that one.
restaurant,
Yeah.
right?
No, that one's market.
They have a
It's a little bit
Yeah,
smaller
you've
though.
seen it. It's tiny,
yeah.
but yeah.
But yeah, Sanavan above, and that's Father's Day tradition. Every Father's Day we go. Last 2 years we've gone.
I'm starting to get hungry now.
Yeah.
Maybe let's
Yeah,
go.
Saturday
Yeah,
was-
we'll go.
Everyone is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I think
And it's always so fast.
Dude,
it's
yeah.
always
So
packed,
fast.
but they get you food within 10
you guys go to the
minutes.
Plano location or the Irving one?
Irving.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
All right.
So good.
Yeah.
Smart.
That's the one we went to.
That's the one we went to.
No, Irving, and then they have Frisco.
Plano, West Plano, actually. Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay, okay, okay.
Don't
Yeah.
test this guy. He
Yeah.
knows.
He knows, man.
He's been to both.
He
I,
just-
I'm into
He's a
every.
super fan.
I like Irving better. Actually, I don't know.
Actually, I like Irving better.
Yeah.
That's the one that I always take.
You,
people
you
to.
should make a TikTok or Instagram page just reviewing different
Yeah.
Indian food,
Indian
Indian
restaurants.
restaurant.
I really think that would be
Because we don't.
that would really pop off.
Yeah, we don't eat Indian food out a lot, to be honest.
We
Because
like
I
home
like
cooked
home
better.
cooked. Yeah,
Yeah.
so my parents didn't. We didn't grow up eating a lot of Indian food from outside.
same. Yeah.
Because we like South Indian better anyway. And so to find a place that we actually really like, my parents were like, we can just make it at home.
Actually, I'll send you a list.
Yeah.
I'm piling your list now
Yes.
for all the good Indian
That would be
restaurants.
really helpful for
Our
people.
place is
Yeah.
good.
What?
The one in Mesquite. What is it?
Curly.
Curly.
Really?
Curly.
Really?
They have
Curly.
good.
Podi chor is.
Podi
Podi
chor.
parota. Their podi parota.
Oh.
So
Actually, I haven't
good.
tried that.
Now
I
I'm
should
hungry.
try that.
Parota with mutton curry and it's
Okay.
spicy. It's so good.
That's gonna be
But we gotta find other good Podichor places though.
Yeah, they're
Well,
podi
Well,
chor.
Curry Leaf also caters to church a whole bunch too.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
always use
we,
them.
we use them for Noah's
I
birthday.
think, there's plenty of ones, especially in Irving.
Yeah.
There's really good restaurants. Yeah, I like one of my places. I go to Swadeshi.
Mm.
So I haven't gone there. They're opening one here
Yeah,
soon.
right-
there's one right here.
I've been
in
wanting
my
to
front
go.
yard. I'm so
I
excited.
literally pass by it
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Because,
Is
not
that
every
North
day.
Indian or South?
It's a market,
It's
right?
Also market.
It's kind of like a
No,
fusion.
it's South Indian. It's more like Andhra Telangana style food.
Graceland loves it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Graceland talks about it, and I've wanted to go there ever since.
It's
but-
like imagine like it's kind of like a food court, but like you can like get biryani somewhere, a station for biryani. You can get like all your favorite desserts and
Yeah.
like bakery section. So it's
Yeah.
like you get a mix of like
Everything.
all your favorite things
I need to go
that
there.
you want.
You should
yeah.
try their biryani. It's like a dum biryani. It's
Oh,
like
the
Andhra style.
biryani is my favorite.
It's
so
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
So good.
Swadeshi is like one of my go-to places.
Yeah.
We just plugged all these restaurants on this podcast
For free.
for free.
Sponsor
Yeah, for
us.
free. Yeah.
Sponsor us.
If you
Say
get
thank
more
you,
customers,
Swadeshi.
if you guys go to Swadeshi, Sarapada Bhavan, or any of the restaurants we mentioned, just say you're from Belvedere's, and we'll get a discount.
Say Food Diaries for 10% off.
10% off.
They're gonna go there.
That one just for another 10%.
Yeah.
20% off.
Use this code. Oh man! All right, let's get back to
Oh,
let's
okay,
get
okay,
back.
okay. That
We
was
got sidetracked.
Okay. A good segment of our podcast is just talking about food.
Yeah.
That's all right. I think our audiences would both love that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about just like y'all two. How do you guys balance like family? How do you balance like this creative side of y'all? But how do you guys find time to do all this, but also caring for each other and loving each other in the midst of all of it?
You go first.
Well, okay, so I'm trying to think. Let me think of a good answer. Because I will say, it really helps if you both like forgive fast. If you both forgive each other, and you like move on after 30 seconds, it's easy. Then it's like fine because you can work through it. And so, we do have the personalities, like thank you Jesus, that we do get over stuff pretty quickly. Even if there's like a disagreement, we just sort of suck it up.
Push through.
Just push through.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then even at the end of the video, like we might both not be happy, but then Bino, by the time he's done editing, he's usually like, look at the video, I'm done, and he's like so proud of it.
Yeah.
So then by the time I see it, I'm just like, oh, he's so proud of it.
Okay.
So like,
Yeah.
clearly it still ended up being good. So I'm fine.
So when we first started, like, taking it very seriously, one thing that Pheba said was like, hey, like, until we put Noah down, let's not focus on it. Let's protect our family time and us time.
That's so good.
And then once, we were kind of wrapped up with her and spending time with her and kind of each other, we can then start focusing on that. So that really helped, like, creating that division there. Like she said, like, we do get arguments all the time. I may not be creative, but I start creative ideas. She may not be as type A, but she still has different production ideas. And so, like, we definitely clash a lot. But at the end of the day, like, when we see the final product, some of her ideas are really good. Some ideas are really good. And so then we're just like, okay, you were right. We may be too proud to admit it in the moment. But afterwards, like, hey, like, actually, that was actually the right thing to do. And so, like, when you're willing to do that, and you're also genuinely having fun and have the same vision, it makes it really easy. And also, like, just continue to stay passionate about it. Like, we love the community we built so much that we want to do right by them. Also honoring each other. It's a good mix. And so I feel like as long as we keep our heart and our head in the right place, it works itself out. We don't get too consumed by it. So, like, we just do one video. It's just one video a week. We commit to that. After that, we're just hands off. Hey, now we're done with Food Diaries. We're back to real life.
Yeah, we might bounce like a few ideas here and there throughout the week, but like, I don't like thinking about it.
We're not just dwelling on it all
separate
week.
it. Yeah. Good. But then also, I think, like, what really helps is knowing, like, the verse that always comes to me is, like, do it as if you're doing it for the Lord. Like, whenever you do anything in life, I have a very big, like, my thing is we have to do it as if we're doing it for the Lord. Like, because I think anything that you're doing, even if it's something, like, creative and fun like this, it can become very tedious. And it can become sort of stressful and a big point of contention, like, whenever you're doing something over and over again on your own energy. But whenever you're really, like, praying about it and relying on God for it, and then with us, like, having the t-shirt sales and the sweatshirt sales to give to, like, a charity, at that point it transcends us. Like, it's not just for me. Like, there's a greater purpose behind it. Like, and whenever the energy comes from that, then I'm like, okay, I can be busy, like, because truth be told, most of the days, wake up at 6:30, go to, like, take care of Noah, go to work, come back by, like, 6 o'clock, play with her for an hour and a half, put her down, and then right after that, we're literally doing something for, like, an hour, and then we eat and go to sleep. So there's, like, no extra time in our days, but we have the strength for it because, like, it's coming from God. Because, like, if your heart knows you're serving Him, it's fine. You can do it. And that's what I truly believe. I truly believe, like, okay, we're very quote-unquote busy, but it's not bad because God's, like, giving us the strength for it.
I think it also helps too, like, having like me as the head of the household, but also, like, kind of the producer behind the page. I kind of like to schedule things out to where, like, we kind of have a pseudo break, right? So, like, for example, like, when we are doing our merch drops, we don't really ever do cooking videos. So it gives us a break. When we were on vacation last week, we didn't do any videos, but we had something else in place, right? So I'd also try to mindfully do that here and there because in the thick of it, like, I think when we were, like, 2 or 3 months in, we were still enjoying it, but like you said, it was getting very tedious. It was like, bro, like, man, I don't know what to do, or like, I don't know if this is gonna be good. So we started questioning ourselves a lot when you do get burnt out and you're just, like, in the thick of it. But once you build that habit and you have some of these healthy things in place, and we have the divisions in place and things like that, now I think we're more of, like, a well-oiled machine. So that's been awesome. So that's kind of how we balance it. I think.
That's awesome. You guys are, like, just super inspiring. I think, like, maybe you guys as creating content are seeing this behind the scenes, but I think definitely people who are watching get really inspired because, number one, you guys did talk about how family is so important to you. I think it'll be really cool when Noah grows up, and, you know, at least that's something that she gets to say that my mom and dad, they were doing this, you know.
She's going to carry the mantle.
Yeah.
I'm going to give her the password, and she's just going to do her thing. We're going to retire.
Oh, that would be awesome. I would love to see Noah.
Oh my God.
So cute. But yeah, you guys are just inspiring so many people, and, like, as a husband and wife duo, you guys doing that, it's super cool. So, and I love you guys just as friends. As friends, I'm proud. I think we're about to end, but maybe I want to talk about two things. Maybe do you guys have any advice for the people that are going this journey, can be one advice that you guys have. And I also want to quickly just talk about y'all's t-shirt drop. And
Yes.
I would say pray about it. Like, there's nothing too dumb to pray about. Like, even whenever it comes to these ideas, like, one of the prayers that we had, like, at the beginning was, like, Lord, if you're not in it, let us not do it. Like, if you don't want us to do it, let us just not do it. Let it not take off. Let it not be successful. Because I feel like that was sort of the basis. But two, I think he'll attest to this, the consistency. I feel like I've heard so many, like, creators and stuff say that nowadays, too. Just consistently post. Even if you don't like the product a lot, just do it. Just consistently do it, because it does help build the brand. Just the consistency of it.
Yeah, I think that's great. One of the points is definitely that, like, you have to build your content up. So you have to post consistently. Even if it's just once a week, your followers should know, hey, like, around Wednesday, Thursday, I'm gonna get a video or a post or something. So that's one definite thing. The second thing I would say too is, like, as you're starting, I don't think that you need to have a huge number of followers, right? Like, for us, we have maybe 700 on Instagram. That's we have TikTok. Honestly, don't care about it. That's a whole different conversation. But for Instagram, that's our main platform. So we have maybe 700 followers. But those 700 followers are people that we are on the ground with. They
like engage
interact with us.
Yeah.
And it actually feels like a community. So, like, I think I would rather have that
Me too, 100%.
than have 10,000 in a fraction of the interactions, right? So I think that's a big thing too. And that also translates into different things. So, like, when we do our merch drops, we are getting more people engaged in those as well, because we build that kind of one-to-one communication and community, and so then they're more invested too. It's like, man, like, I want to rep this. And so I think that would be the top two things: consistency and just, run your race. Don't think about, hey, this person has 10,000 followers. No, if you have 200 but they love you, they love what you're doing, you're on the right path. And sometimes it's a slow burn, and that's okay.
So I think we're just saying a few minutes back, like, we're talking about, like, collaborating, rather than competing. I think, do your thing, do your niche, and just, like, work on your stuff. Don't compare yourself. It's like, I think it's Craig Rochelle's is comparison is a thief of joy. So, like, don't compare, but just be authentic to your content.
It really is.
And just build your content, do what you do, and, like, maybe you don't have 100K followers, but the people.
One day they will.
One day you will.
Hopefully, that'd be so cool.
That'd make me so
also,
scared.
like,
That's true.
the
big responsibility.
The big rewarding thing too about having something like this too is, like, we are able to collaborate more. So, like, it's really cool seeing the different South Asian creators and, like, be able to work with them. And build that network, because obviously our generations are becoming more and more creative. And so we want to be able to kind of build a foundation. Hey, like, we're here for you. If you have questions, we may not be the biggest influencers, but we have some experience and we have some a take on this that we could possibly help you. And so I think that's really cool.
We were talking about that too, because we were like, me and Bino one day, like, scrolled through Instagram to see people who, like, do, like, t-shirt designs and stuff. We just found, like, these super young kids, all these kids all around, like, United States that are doing something. Like, me and him were like, we need to just reach out to people. I just randomly started following them. They probably don't even know who I am. But just created that network, and created a network and creating a genuine community. I think that's both of our desires, and what you guys are doing is exactly that thing. And I want to see that come into fruition more as time progresses,
1,000%.
Because I think God has great things for our South Asian community and our people. So.
And I know, like, a lot of people say, like, oh, the South Asian community, a lot of people can be haters and stuff like that. I have one big thing that I've seen is you need to, like, surround yourself with good people that will feed you good advice, that will give you, like, all of my friends, so encouraging whenever, like, we did this. Like, whenever, and then a lot of our friends have, like, business backgrounds as well, so they were really, like, teaching us what to do. Like, there's so many people, I can't even name all of them.
I mean, even me, like, I talked to you about it, but I'm not a creative person, so, like, I never thought myself in that light. But then you told me, hey, there's different, it's not just, like, drawing on a piece of paper. There's so many different ways to be creative.
100%.
And so, like, people like you, people like John, people like Alvin, like, you guys kind of put, like, the battery in our back to, have the confidence to do that. So now I'm just like, bro, like, when I look back on the page, like, I'm really proud of what
Yeah.
we've done because I didn't think I'd be this creative.
Yeah.
I even said to you all the time, "Bro, I'm not creative.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that
Yeah.
to do."
Now Bino be pitching creative ideas to Bino.
Yeah,
Dude.
I'm like, dude, that's
And
awesome.
so it's really cool. Like I think
Oh.
I'm honestly very proud of that. I don't say that
Yeah.
a lot,
Yeah.
but I'm very proud of like the
Yeah.
work that we've done.
Yeah.
Even like these shirt drops that I worked on you with, like
Yeah.
they're super simple, but I'm so
Yeah.
proud of it
so
Yes.
proud of it.
That's awesome.
because it's like I've never gotten to get out
Yeah.
creativity and outlet like
Yeah.
this.
Mhm.
So it's been
Yeah.
really rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And yeah, I think it's very important to surround yourself with the right people because I think there's this famous saying like you're the sum total of the 5 people that you hang out
Yeah.
with.
Mm-hmm.
So like the people that you are surrounding with actually matters. And one of my spiritual fathers, he always tells me this one thing. He's like, Matthew, always make sure there are two sets of people that you will be with. One are the people who celebrate you. The second is the people who tolerate you.
Mhm.
So you need to differentiate between the
Yes.
people. And
Yes.
the people who celebrate you, they're the ones who actually are following you, like
That's so
what
true.
you give out, you know,
Yes.
not the people who tolerate you. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
make
You
sure
don't
that
hang
you
with those people.
surround with
That's
so
very true. I know
Yeah.
that too. And like a lot of times, like you feel like the people who like tolerate you, sometimes you may think like they're a close friend and stuff. Like
Yeah.
there's a difference. There's
There's
a
huge,
clear,
yeah.
like even just an example, like the way my friends like Jemima, Chris, Tish, Sibby, like the way that they've supported us through this. Oh, I'm about to cry talking about them. But they were just like so wonderful, and even like the people in our communities that like supported us,
Yeah.
unreal. Like the
Yeah.
Indian community, there might be haters,
Yeah.
but there are just as many people who
As
will
many,
genuinely
Well,
support
I
you.
think that's a
genuinely
big thing
love
that
on
our
you.
generation can probably
Oh.
get away from
Yeah.
too is
Yeah.
the idea of competition.
Mhm.
I think we're slowly kind of rolling that
Yeah.
back, which is awesome
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so much more support.
We're
out
figuring
there.
out creative ways of kind of doing that now.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because whenever I see some of the people, like whenever we were packaging the shirts yesterday,
Yeah.
I was seeing some of the names of people who like bought stuff, and
Yeah.
I was just like, they bought something from us. I was, and not that I never liked them or something. I
Yeah.
just never thought they even watched our videos.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
I would have
yeah.
never
You'd be
thought.
surprised. Yeah.
But like it's just it's
It's
honestly really humbling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really humbling, and
Yeah.
just like I'm so grateful for that.
100%.
Yeah. So like quickly, let's just talk about the shirt and then anything you guys want to plug.
Yeah.
So they have an amazing shirt that I got to be a part of the design.
Ruben's like our
The
in-house
Rubes
designer.
honestly are he 100%. Any like creative idea I've ever had in the past 10 years, I asked Ruben first. Yeah, I just sent it to Ruben
It all
first.
lives in my brain. I just need
Yeah.
someone to execute it.
Yeah.
That's
He
it.
It's all
I may have to text
Ruben.
Ruben about it like 10 times, but
Eventually.
He
He'll
gets it
get
done.
to it.
Yeah, I'll get to
and
it.
when he gets it done, it looks amazing.
It's
Yeah,
so
so it's
good.
called Bread
So
of Life. Their new drop
Yeah.
is like Bread of Life, but it's
So
in
you
my
know,
Malayalam,
in
yeah.
Malayalam.
you mentioned like y'all's 3 pillars, and so
Yeah.
we also try to integrate
Yeah.
our faith into our stuff as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the idea of bread of life comes from the verse in the Bible, what, John 6:35.
Yeah.
Yeah, John 6:35. And so it says, "Hey, I'm the bread of life," right? And so we thought that was really cool. It's food related.
Yeah.
You know, it talks about food.
I
It's
love
also Christian.
Yeah.
Also, like it's in the Malayalam, right? So
Mhm.
like it's in our mother tongue and our mother
Yeah.
language, and so it's like a cool like reminder of like who you are.
Yeah.
Also, like in a more like fashionable way of wearing it.
Yeah.
So
Something that someone else people don't know about it. It's the shape of Carolyn.
It's-
too.
yes.
Yeah,
Dude,
there's only been one person
person that
noticed
caught
it.
pointed that out.
Jemima, yeah. She
Yeah.
was like, oh, it's
I'm glad
like,
she
knows.
like,
Like,
yeah, she
there's
knows
like
that.
it's so like
Yeah.
that's been so cool to see like come
Yeah.
to fruition. Like
Mhm.
we talked about that month
Oh, yeah.
before. I
Yeah,
showed you
yeah.
that design.
Yeah,
before.
that's a
And
And
while
so
ago.
like the fact to see it on a shirt was so cool, and so it's been cool. Like this drop,
Mhm.
it's a whole different crowd that's been buying it
Mhm.
versus the first sweatshirt.
Yeah.
It's two
uh,
different styles.
two different
So
styles.
it
It
like
varies.
appeals to very
Yeah.
different
And so what I'm
tastes.
noticing too is like these people that are buying this shirt, they are like really pressing into the idea of, hey, like I like my culture. I'd love
Yeah.
to rep it on a shirt,
Yeah.
right? And like
Yeah.
it's also like even some of the like older aunties and stuff, like they're buying it.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see like this melting pot of demographics
Right.
liking our stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's the latest one. Unfortunately, it's already closed, but it's nice too. Part of our drop, actually all of our drop, the profits that we make, we always donate it.
Mm.
So for our first one, we donated it to Doctors Without Borders. This one, we're going to be donating it to.
Okay, so we were going to donate to So, but like
Okay.
I told you before, we have another drop coming up soon.
Okay.
And we actually just went to Hawaii last week. So we have planned this vacation like a year ago. And we got to go last week because we like went the day. I think the fires were just starting. So we didn't we honestly did not know it would get as bad as it did, and it was just so like such a sad story. Even like being there, and we were on a different island, but we were speaking to some of the locals who had family and friends in Lahaina that weren't accounted for, and so they were just like, a lot of them have their own businesses there, and so they were like 100% of the proceeds from this thing is going to the Lahaina fires. So that just sort of like, there was a burden in my heart. Okay, like we went there and we see like these people struggling. So we're going to actually move our sew donation to the next clothing drop, and then 100% of these proceeds will go to the Lahaina fires.
So we went to a church there on Sunday. So we're gonna probably donate through them. Because we know that the money will actually get to them.
And then we have a friend in Hawaii as well. So she, I'm gonna actually link the Amazon account to our profile. But she's actually set up. Her and her family have set up an Amazon account for supplies that are necessary on the ground in Maui right now. So if you want to donate additionally through there, you can get like so many supplies. There's a plethora, like there's a range of pricing. So whatever you donate, know that it's going to go to a good cause. It's through like a friend that I actually know.
I mean, I can imagine like out of nowhere you just losing your entire house. And like some people like are displaced and have passed away. So it's like it's such a tragedy. And like just because we're over here in the actual like states, we're not that's still part of us. That's still our brothers and sisters. So it's like it's so sad. And so anything that we can do to help that, especially us being tourists, like we got to enjoy the lifestyle. So how can we give back? And so that's kind of the heart behind our merch drops. Plugging stuff. We don't. I mean, all I would say is if you guys love Indian food and would love to hang out with us, definitely give us a follow. Don't be afraid to DM us.
We love the DMs.
We would love to talk to you guys. And if you see us in public, say hi. We're not too big or too cool to say hi. We love.
I don't think anyone's scared to say hi to us.
That's true.
I really don't think.
I'm pretty sure when people meet you, they feel like they know y'all their whole life.
I really don't think anyone's nervous.
Ultimately, like we love preserving our culture, but we also want to connect with you. We want to build our community and be there for you guys. And so that's all. Do you have anything to plug?
No, I think that's it. Watch for the next drop.
Let's go.
The next drop is.
But we really appreciate you guys having us on here. This is really weird. We've never done a podcast before.
I know.
Stuff, man.
That's why I didn't do my makeup or anything. I thought it was just going to be the soundbite, but then I was
just
like,
audio.
Yeah. But then I was like, no, Janet's was. I saw her video.
But this is such a cool experience.
This is my fun. Like I love this podcast.
Yeah, this is fun.
I feel like this time just flew by.
It did.
Like, we feel like just a straight up conversation.
But it was amazing. We love you guys.
We love
again,
you guys.
we're definitely partners in what you guys are doing. Kind of furthering the reach of the creative community, and so we're here for you guys as a resource.
100%. We're happy with what you guys are doing. Hopefully you're able to. You guys at the conference will probably be able to make some food. Like your Food Diaries.
I love doing that. That's that's my favorite thing. That's for the future. I love planning parties, the food aspect of it. Love doing that stuff. It's so fun.
We gotta find like a cool recipe that people like and
and do it, execute it.
That'd be cool.
Absolutely. All right. Is there anything that we can pray for you guys in the season?
I guess always like put God first. Like that's the biggest thing. I feel like as you see people like start to get more followers or start to like make more money on things, like but a lot of times people lose sight.
Like we don't want to forget ourselves and our vision and get too big for our platform, like our head's too big. We always want to stay grounded.
We're speaking big right now. Our 700 followers right now is not happening, trust me, but for the future, maybe.
Absolutely. So I definitely want, like, echoing her, like, keep God paramount.
And then family second. Like always keep your family second.
This is a fun project that we do, so we want to keep it that way.
100%. All right, thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Pheba and Bino, for being here. And if you guys are not following Food Diaries, make sure you follow that.
Follow us.
And also, look out for their content.
And look out for their content.
Y'all are our content. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. Do follow us. We'll update more stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.